Hello, hello, good afternoon, everybody, and a huge welcome back to the Travel Leaders podcast. My name's Gemma. I'm your host, founder of Travel Insights AI, where we explore the people and ideas shaping the future of travel. So today, I'm excited. I'm joined by Anna, the founder of the Chalet Edit and the Villa Edit, luxury travel business specializing in high-end ski chalets and villas across destinations like the French Alps, Mykonos, and Ibiza. Anna, it's lovely to have you here.
Thank you so much, Gemma. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. So, to start us off nice and easy, I'd love for you to share a bit about you. How did you come into travel and what led you to create the Chalet Edit?
Yeah, of course. I mean, honestly, I never really meant to be in travel. I started skiing when I was really, really small. And when I came out of university, I did a degree in psychology and I ended up going to do a ski season in Val d'Isère in the French Alps for an amazing company called Scott Dunn. They are like the industry leaders when it comes to chalets and luxury hospitality. And I had the best season ever. When I came back, I knew that I just wanted to work in travel. So I came back to London and looked for a role in London where I started working for an agency. And I was there for 10 years. I ended up managing the team and had up to 10 staff in key season that I was managing. And from there, luxury travel just kind of grew and grew. Went to work for another company that was really, really specialized in high end luxury travel. And we did a lot of trips for celebrities and really bespoke trips. So that was fabulous. Then I helped a friend set up his villa company. And after that, I thought, right, I can do this. I can go it alone. And I know that I've got the expertise I need to set up my own thing.
That's brilliant. At what point did you realize your personal knowledge was something clients really valued?
Yeah. So, over the years, I mean, I've been doing this for 22 years now, but which is a seriously long time. But, as you go through the process of working in travel, you get to do a lot of trips and you experience a lot of different companies and different operators and really just getting to grips with things on the ground and visiting places is so, so, so important. You've got to be able to tell clients authentically what they're buying and what they're, looking for. And it really, really does help to do those amazing trips and get the
Yeah.
experience on the ground.
Well, it obviously sounds like you build trust amongst the people that you work with, and integrity is obviously at the heart of everything you're doing. So I massively respect that in today's world where sometimes people are just offering something they don't really have. Yeah, that it's crazy to think how much the world's changed. And I do believe we're in the trust era more than ever, with technology. One thing that actually really stood out when we spoke in a pre-podcast call is just how hands-on your knowledge actually is. And you've spent time in these destinations. You really go on the ground to get to know them. You stayed in the chalets and
Yeah,
you understand them way beyond a brochure.
exactly. And, I've lived and worked in these places, and I think that's the experience that is second to none for clients. They just really, really want that trust and expertise that you get from someone who really knows and has first-hand knowledge of it.
Yeah, that's great. How do you balance inspiration with realism when recommending the properties?
It really comes down to the client's needs. You have to do a massive deep dive into exactly what they're looking for.
Okay.
And also at the level we're working at, one chalet versus another is not exactly the same. The level of service, the way that the staff handle themselves, what's included in the stay, you really have to get that kind of information over to clients so that they have that to hand and they can make an informed decision on what they're going to be booking. Because it's some of these holidays go up to £250,000 a year, a week. So it's really, yeah, it's really expensive. Yeah,
I guess no detail can be spared. Like you have to really be on the ball for everything. That's
absolutely.
£250,000. In 1 week?
I know, especially in Courchevel and Verbier and places like that, you know, they really are just the crème de la crème of resorts, and they are attracting clients who have the money and want to be able to spend that disposable income. They need to be able to spend that income. So
Yeah.
yeah.
With travel, and obviously the online platforms where people are making millions at a young age, are you finding the demographic of person that can afford these trips has evolved as well?
Absolutely. Oh, it's so interesting you say that. Last year, we had a girl who had made a lot of money from AI at a very, very young age. And she was traveling with her husband. You know, where we used to sit was really quite an old school sort of state of mind. Whereas now clients are much more instantaneous. They're communicating on WhatsApp. They really, really want us there 24/7 to be able to communicate with them. And that's what these small agencies like ours can do. You know, we have that service level and we have that attention to detail. Yeah.
That's incredible. And so you also mentioned how much the travel industry has changed, especially around the digital expectations and personalization. What do you think has changed the most for small travel businesses in the last few years?
I think it is that communication has completely shifted away from email. It's all down to WhatsApp nowadays or instant messaging. And clients really, really want that instantaneous approach to getting something done very, very quickly. The website itself needs to be very, very slick and informative, because people are just going to switch off from your website if it doesn't have the information at the click of a button. So when we sought to change the website, we looked to increase the visibility for pricing and availability, which is really important for clients when they're searching one site against another. If you don't have the up-to-date pricing and availability and your offering isn't up to speed, clients are just going to move away from your site and go elsewhere.
Yeah, I think the days of being opaque and sort of saying, contact us for a bespoke quote. Well, you have an idea of how much you are potentially, whether it's live or not. So I do get that people want the information quickly. And you also sometimes don't have, I know for me as a traveler who doesn't quite reach the budget criteria, but you probably only have a short amount of time to hold my engagement. And then the next
Absolutely.
thing you know,
So many companies doing this nowadays, and the travel market, certainly, I feel since COVID, has seen a huge influx in different sorts of people doing it. So, you know, influencers might be doing travel as well as small boutique agencies like ours. And it really, really is that instantaneous response that gets people, you know, right away on the hook. And also to make sure that you have that knowledge and expertise so that you can explain to a client exactly where the lift is, exactly what the chalet is like, exactly what the service inclusions are. And you've experienced it firsthand. So, you know, clients really are a lot more savvy when they're shopping for a holiday now.
yeah, I can imagine. Often, so there's also often like a tension between maintaining a very personal, high-end, high-touch service and keeping up with technology. So how do you actually think about that balance, especially with clients that expect fast, intuitive, and almost effortless experiences? Where do you think technology genuinely helps small businesses?
So I do think that AI is really, really important in helping you to distill a quote idea and get your thoughts across very, very quickly. Obviously, you don't want to completely get AI to do everything, but you do want to get it to help you to refine your quote process and to make sure that you're getting your point across much more succinctly. So I think that is really, really important for people to think about moving forward, how they can use it to their advantage.
Yeah, especially also when for yourself, you're wearing so many different hats. If you can streamline just a couple of processes whilst you really focus, on the customer and client with your expertise, that can be helpful, I guess.
Absolutely. And sometimes, you know, for one quote, you have to reach out to 10 or 15 places. So you have to be savvy about how you're getting in touch with people, and you have to work fast. And I think that is really, really important. You've got to know the people you're working with, and you've got to have a good outreach network. And the way that you're going to do that is to make sure that you make really, really good connections and you can engage with people on WhatsApp, because that is the quickest form of communication that we have in the world at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. So just moving on, because you are a young female founder in travel.
Absolutely.
So you're building and running a business, and what can still be a very traditional industry, and you're doing it as a young female founder. So could I ask, what has that experience been like for you so far?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I joined the industry, it was massively male dominated.
Can imagine.
The industry as it stands, just was hugely male dominated. But I do see the doors opening now. And I think that, maybe where opposition was sort of at the beginning of my journey visible, people realize that I'm here to mean business, and kind of opposition has died down now, which is brilliant. And it's really, I'm really self-assured now. I know my direction, and I know what clients want. I also was able to bring a female touch into the way that people could book and travel, which it's sort of a very, very family approach. It's a very friendly approach, and it's consistent in its communication with clients to make sure that, they're always at the forefront of everything we do.
Nice. So that's great. You've also expanded into the Villa Edit, covering Mykonos, Ibiza, and other destinations. What made you feel like that was the right step for you?
So
Like, how did you decide to do that instead of stay niche?
yeah, so clients just kept saying, can you help us with summer because we booked the winter chalet? We're going to Mykonos or we're going to Ibiza. And because I had that knowledge, that pre-existing destination knowledge, I've worked in Mykonos and Zakynthos and Cyprus, and I've traveled throughout Europe, extensively. So I really, really wanted to bring that expertise. Mallorca, it's like a second home. I spend maybe, 4 weeks a year there. So I want clients to experience the places that I love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite?
I mean, Mallorca for me, I know it so well, and I just
Yeah.
absolutely love selling the island and all the exciting excursions and different things you can do rather than just being in the villa, going to a beach. I haven't spoken much about this yet, but we really, really create a amazing pre-arrival concierge for our clients.
Okay.
So if they want to do a wine tasting experience, if they're getting engaged, we can do a helicopter trip to the top of the Matterhorn, which is what we've done previously. We can organize ice sculptures for our clients, husky sledging, a day out on a yacht, whatever clients need. That really is what we want to achieve, is to be bespoke and allow clients to experience a destination in a way that they wouldn't normally do.
Yeah, that's great. I love Mallorca. I actually
Yeah.
think gorgeous, gorgeous island. We stayed at the St. Regis a couple of years ago,
Amazing.
but even going up to, yeah, some of the places, Soler, I went to Soler,
Voila,
like,
beautiful.
just
Yeah,
beautiful.
real. And
Yeah, I just
there's so many little places in Mallorca to discover, like Valdemorosa and Dea, which obviously people know about, but then when you take the little tram from Soller down to Porto Soller, not everybody does that, and it's a real memory that you'll keep forever if you do that sort of thing.
yeah.
We want to tell our clients about things that are a bit out of the ordinary.
No, that's great. So I'm thinking about maybe growth and adaptation.
Mhm.
Looking ahead, what do you think will be the most important for like small specialist travel businesses to stay relevant and competitive? Because it is getting really busy. But yeah,
I really, really think that people have to make sure that their website speaks for itself in terms of trust and integrity. They have to ensure that all of the information that clients are looking for in a property is listed there very, very easily. But also, pricing and availability is becoming much, much more the norm. Clients will go to they will go to Airbnb, they will go to Verbo, and they can search live pricing and availability at the click of a finger, and they will switch off from the smaller agencies if they're not up to speed. So it really is all encompassing. They're looking for big company mindset in a boutique setting.
Right, I get it. Yeah.
So it's tricky, and it's not possible for everyone to invest in that pricing and availability model because it is very, very expensive to put together. We've done it on our website. It's a huge piece of work. You're consolidating over 250 different suppliers onto one platform. The pricing is coming through in all different structures. And so you have to be able to cope with that to be able to offer that to clients. But I do think that it is something that really, really helps to get clients to stay with you and to
Yeah.
stick on
No, you
and to make that inquiry.
no, that's great for for client retention as
Yeah.
well. You've really invested and you've listened and you've taken the action, which is admirable. So I would probably ask for somebody who's listening, who's thinking about maybe starting or growing a specialist travel business today. Is there one piece of advice that you share with them based on your own journey so far?
Yeah, I think the main thing is you've got to take a leap of faith. You've got to have faith in yourself and know that you can do it. Make sure you set a niche. So don't focus too broadly too early, because your biggest win is going to be when you have enough product in one place. If you don't have enough product in one place, it means that you're having inquiries from all sorts of different locations and resorts, and you're constantly finding yourself on the back foot having to go out and source product. You want to make sure that you focus in on one area to start with.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's great. And so 2026, is there any exciting plans for the business this year that you'd like to share?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we are completely making our bespoke platform. It's going to be possible to book online. Clients will have a portal where they can access all of their booking data. And it just means that we're really bringing things up to the 21st century and allowing clients that ease of access to technology.
Yeah, that's really exciting. I'm excited for you as well. And as a massive ski fan, I'm sure people listening to this will find, a lot of value in what you're doing and what you're offering as well. It's really, really special. So I want to thank you so much
So much.
because this has been a really thoughtful conversation. And just particularly around how expertise, personal service, and adaptability really is at the heart of your business and what you're building, and from one aspiring female founder to another. Thanks so much for sharing your
So much,
story.
Gemma. Thank you. I really appreciate you reaching out to me and getting me involved. I think it's
No,
really,
it's
really
lovely.
important to give people, a founder's journey and for them to understand how you can make it work.
No, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So, lastly, where can people that are listening find out about the Chalet Edit and the Villa Edit?
Thank you. Yeah. So the Chalet Edit is www.thechaleledit.com, and the Villa Edit is www.villaedit.com. I think I might have put too
Easy.
many
That's
W's there.
brilliant. So, thanks everybody for joining, and thank you so much for joining me, Anna. I really
Thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much.
To everyone listening, if you love this, which I'm sure you do, please subscribe and tell your luxury, travel loving, ski loving, villa loving friends about this podcast and share it with them. We'll see you again next time. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks so much. Bye.